We're just going to talk about just base, alignment, assignment, and key of cover 3 in a couple of different formations. All right, let's start with the left corner. All right, alignment-wise, all right, I'm going to be 1 by 8. All right, now whether I'm ink or orc is going to depend upon the split of the receiver off of my divider. Okay, again, we've already talked about dividers. All right, so we're in my scan right now. I know one has a split outside my divider. The ball's in the middle of the field, so my divider is 1 yard on top of the numbers. Okay. So I know right now 1 is outside my divider. He's closest to my 9 moving bracket. Therefore, when I'm 1 by 8, I'm going to be 1 yard inside. I'm going to be 8 yards deep. We already talked about our stance. Outside foot is up, inside foot is back. All right, now in cover 3 as a corner, your primary key when you're playing off is the 3-step of the quarterback. Okay, if he's under center, my steps mirror his steps. Okay, for on his 3 and his setting transfer, on my 3rd step should be a planned drive. Okay, if he's in the gun, the 3-step is 1 step. Okay, the ball takes time to get there. He's going to set, he's going to transfer. All right, now the biggest thing on the 3-step is we should understand what type of 3-step routes we're going to get by his split. All right, if he's outside of the divider, okay, again, he's close to my 9 moving bracket, he's eliminated the out route by his split. Okay, they don't work for width pre-snap in order to work an outside route. Okay, so as soon as he's outside my divider, depending upon where we're at on the field, I'm thinking slant route right now. Okay, if you're in the red zone area, you could be thinking goal line. We're not going to play a lot of cover 3 in the red zone. Okay, so again, right now if I'm the left corner in my scan, I know the split of the receivers outside my divider. I got ink leverage. If I'm playing off, I'm 1 by 8. All right, my primary key for the left corner, all right, is going to be the quarterback, and I'm reading him for the 3-step. Okay, so again, our foot progression for that. All right, first thing we talk about is a walkout. All right. On the walkout, 80% of my weight should be on the front ball of my foot. So it's going to be 80% of my weight is going to be on my outside ball of my foot. All right, I'm going to push off that front foot with a 6-inch step from my back foot. Okay, from there, again, my steps are going to mirror the steps of the quarterback. It is a true walkout. It's not a pedal. It ain't a speed pedal. All right, it's not slam footwork. It ain't spot work for it. It is a walkout. Okay, from the walkout. All right, we're in a walkout technique. There's my step, step, step. It is not 3-step. The 3-step has been eliminated. I don't care if there's a mesh point, all right, or it is a 5-step drop. We don't give a shit which one of those. It does not matter. All right, we know right now it's not 3-step. All right, my secondary key in cover 3 as a corner, all right, is going to be the first inside eligible receiver. All right, so we know in our scan right now, this is double twins. This is even distribution. We know right now as the corners, my secondary key, as soon as it is not 3-step, my eyes are immediately snapping to 2 and 4. Okay, all we're worried about 2 and 4 is for the release. Okay, 2 things can happen. All right, I can get a vertical release by number 2. All right, which in cover 3, you played it since elementary school. Obviously, we're responsible for an outside third, okay, versus a hi-hat read, versus the pass. All right, now, if 2 releases vertical, okay, we're saying now it's going to be a high horizontal stretch. Okay, they're trying to put stress on that moving bracket being our free safety. I am now going to open zone turn, get my navel to the quarterback, and we are now going to work to get depth on our divider. All right, so I'm in my walkout technique. For 3-step, there is no 3-step. I now get into a smooth. All right, it ain't a smooth pedal. I mean, it ain't a speed pedal. It's a nice smooth pedal. I am under control. My pad level remains constant. Okay, it is with my smooth that my eyes snap to my secondary key. He's vertical now. Now we're going to zone turn. We're now going to get depth on our divider. As soon as I zone turn and get depth on my divider, my eyes then snap back to the quarterback, and all I'm worried about on the quarterback, all right, is his head and hand. All right, we're going to tell you head tells you where, hand tells you when. All right, and all we mean by that is now, again, if he's looking at that seam and he's eyeing him down, I'm the word to squeeze it. Now that front hand comes off that football, I am driving the seam route. Okay, vice versa. I've got depth in my divider. Bam, he's looking at the fade. His shoulders high and wide. The front hand comes off. All right. If I get depth in my divider and the front hand comes off, we're saying on horizontal stretch, we're going to work a quick turn. All right, and we're going to play locators. All right, head, eyes, and hands, and we're going to work the cat to far wrist. All right, so that left corner, all right, alignment-wise is going to depend upon the split of the receiver off my divider, whether I'm ink or I'm orc. Okay, my assignment obviously versus a hi-hat, and that's all we're worried about is the corner first. If you're thinking pass first, that's all we talk about. Let's give you the other side of the picture. All right, same thing, no three-step. My eyes then snap to my secondary key as I'm in my smooth pedal. All right, 4 eliminates himself. All right, I don't care if it's inside or outside. If 2 or 4 are not vertical, they have eliminated themselves. All right, and you are responsible for this outside third from hash to sideline. You only have 1 vertical threat. We are not going to zone turn. All right, anytime 2 or 4 eliminate themselves and I only have 1 in my room, all it turns into is top-down man. That's why we smooth pedal. Alright? Because as soon as I snap to my secondary key and he's eliminated, I should not have been opened. Alright? I should be in a square pedal. It should be nice and smooth. My eyes then should snap to the leverage hip of number 5, and I'm playing cover 1. I'm playing high hip, high shoulder. Alright? So that's the whole thing. If they're working any curl flat, there ain't no reason your ass should be fucking zone turning or losing ground. Alright? Because 2 eliminated, I'm in the smooth pedal. He stands up or sinks his hip. We're going to play it, drive that thing, and be high hip, high shoulder. Okay, so if it's even distribution right now, and I'm a corner, 1 or 2 things should happen. Either 2 or 4 vertical, I'm to open up zone turn, get depth of my divider, and see the head and hand, or 2 and 4 are going to eliminate themselves. Doesn't matter whether it's inside or outside. Now I play a top-down man or a 105. Okay, and again, the biggest thing on that is understand your cushion. Alright, if 2 or 4 eliminate themselves, most of the time it'll cover 3. Alright, if they see a pre-snap coverage and we show it our hand, they're going to work a curl flat concept. Okay, so you should be able to see that receiver standing up, or he's sinking low, sinking his hips, trying to get and work out of a transition. Okay, so the biggest thing, understand your cushion, understand the splits of the receivers, okay, and the route concepts that can come off of it. Okay, so we should be able to drive a curl, we should be able to drive a comeback in cover 3 as soon as 2 and 4 eliminate themselves because I have 1 in my room. Alright, still talking about cover 3, still talking about the corner position, okay, and the biggest thing, when you're watching this video, don't just think you're a right corner and zoom in on the right corner the whole time, okay, obviously they're 2 interchangeable positions, but our biggest thing is our right corner is going to play left and our left corner is going to play right, okay, because whether we're in a cover 1 and we cowboy over, or our second left corner is the next best guy, and the right corner goes down, I'm moving your ass to the right corner, okay, so the biggest thing when you're watching these videos, don't lock into one position and say that's what I'm fucking playing, okay, because you ain't making the depth chart. Alright, so again, make sure you're paying attention to every position. That's why when we do footwork drills and stuff like that, make sure you're working your left foot up and your right foot up. Okay, so as soon as we change you or try to make a switch to get our best guys on the field, it's not something new to you. Okay, biggest thing, back to the left corner spot. Okay, we understand our primary key, we understand our alignment, we understand our assignment being a deep third versus the pass, and a secondary force responsibility versus the run. Okay, the only thing that's going to change who my secondary key is. Alright, for our corners, the 3x1. Alright, but how we label it, we always say my secondary key is the first inside eligible receiver. Alright, so if it's 2x2, obviously it's going to be 2 or 4. As soon as it goes 3x1, if I'm playing a left corner in this position, alright, my primary key is still the quarterback for the 3-step. Alright, and that's when I'm going to use my walkout technique. Alright, now, as soon as it's not 3-step, the 3-step has been illuminated, we just talked about it, that's now when I'm going to get into my smooth pedal. It's not a speed pedal, and it's not a zone turn. It's a nice smooth pedal with my shoulder square. Alright, now my secondary key, alright, is number 3. Why is it number 3? Because he's the first inside eligible receiver. Okay, all I'm doing is reading him for a release just like I would a number 2. So all we're saying right now, if 3 is vertical, alright, they can work the horizontal stretch on the safety, then now I'm going to get depth on my divider, alright, which is the deep face. Okay, of the walkout smooth deep. I'm the zone turn, get depth of my divider. I'm going to see the head and the hand of the quarterback. Alright, head tells me where, hand tells me when. Alright, let's go 3 again. Walk out, I'm in my smooth. Alright, I snap to 3. 3 eliminated itself. All it became is double twins. Alright, I then immediately snap to number 2. It's going to be the same rule apply. Alright, so if it's a trips, if 3 is vertical, I get depth of my divider. If 3 eliminates himself, and 2 is vertical, I open, zone turn, get my navel to the quarterback, and get depth of my divider. Alright? The only way I'm going to play top-down man, alright, in trips in cover 3, is if 3 eliminates himself inside, I'm in my smooth pedal. 2 eliminates himself, whether it's inside or outside. Now, I am responsible for the deep third. I've only got 1 vertical threat in my room. We're going to play top-down man. Okay? So the only difference for a corner, okay, is the secondary key, whether it's 2x2 or 3x1. Alright, on 2x2, it's going to be 2 or 4. On a 3x1, to the pass shrink side, my secondary key is going to be 3, 2, 2, 2, 1. Alright, same thing. If 3 and 2 eliminate themselves, I'm playing top-down man. If 3 or 2 are vertical, I get depth of my divider. Alright, so as soon as 3 is vertical, I don't have to vision 2, because I'm visioning the head and hand. Alright, same thing, as soon as 3 eliminates itself, if 2 is vertical, I'm visioning the quarterback for head and hand. Alright, the only time I'm not going to vision the quarterback in a 3x1 is when 3 eliminates himself and 2 eliminates himself, whether it's inside or outside. Alright, I've got 1 vertical threat in my room, I'm playing top-down man. If it breaks my 2-yard cushion, then I'll work a man turn. Alright, we're still talking about cover 3, okay, 3x1. Now, when we talked about the play side corner, our secondary key is going to be 3 to 2. Okay, now, from the right corner, okay, in my scan, I see I only have 1 in my room. Alright, nothing changes with my primary key. Alright, my primary key is still going to be the 3-step of the quarterback. Alright, that's always consistent anytime I'm playing off in cover 3 or cover 1. That's never going to change. Okay, your primary key, we're seeing 3-step of the quarterback. We do that in a walkout technique. Okay. Now, if there is no 3-step, alright, your secondary key now becomes your 5 because he's the only one in your room. Okay, yes, you understand you're ultimately responsible for your outside third. However, the only vertical threat that you have in your room is number 5. So the last thing that we want to do is we're going to open up zone turn and get depth on our divider, and he sits here and is running 15 to 12-yard comebacks all day and is stealing candy from me. Alright, so if I have 1 in my room, alright, and I'm a corner, if there is no 3-step, then I'm playing top-down man in a smooth pedal, playing high hip, high shoulder. Alright, now, the difference in this picture than the field side picture, alright, is in my scan, ball's in the middle of the field, my divider's 1 yard on top of the number. He's inside my divider. He's got a nasty split. My closest help now is my moving bracket, being my free safety. Alright, we're always going to play to our help. The only coverage we have in this defense where we don't have help is cover 0, okay, which will be inside leverage. Alright, but we're always going to play to our help. So now our pre-snap alignment is now going to be 1 yard outside and 8 yards deep. Nothing changes with my stance. It's still outside foot up, inside foot back. 80% of my weight is still in the outside ball of the foot. There's still a walkout technique, the 3-step. The only difference now is no 3-step. Now my eyes are going to snap to my leverage hip, which would be his outside hip, okay, in a smooth pedal. I've got him top-down man. Alright? The only way we don't have him top-down man, if he runs across into another zone. If he runs across into another zone, it's still a zone concept. I am now going to zone off, get depth on my divider, and now vision the head and hand for any crosser or any post that I possibly can help him. Alright, now, there is an exception. Alright, there is a check to it. Alright, so what we're saying now is I could pre-snap have 1 in my room. Alright, number 5. And right now I am thinking 3-step to top-down man. Alright, but by game plan, alright, they go nasty with their number 3 receiver. Alright, what this call is called a danger call. Alright, why we call that, you are in danger of 3 threatening your room. Not pre-snap, he's not aligned there, but post-snap. Okay, so anytime 3 has a nasty split, we should both see it. The 3 in the corner should see it in our scan, and we should communicate danger, danger. Alright, you're in danger. I have 3 come into my room post-snap. Alright, if we get a danger call, alright, I'm still in a walkout for 3-step. No 3-step. Now my secondary key is going to become number 3. Alright, it's just like 2 in your room. All we're saying, if 3 is vertical and they're trying to work the horizontal stretch out of the 3x1, I am going to open up and get depth of my divider. Alright? If 3 eliminates himself, inside or outside, all it does is change and turn into 1 in my room, and I'm top-down man, high hip, high shoulder. Okay, so the only thing we got to be aware of in a 3x1 for that boundary corner, the weak side corner, is a split of 3 in my scan. If he's nasty, danger, 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 he's the first inside eligible receiver. Alright, if it's a normal to wide split, I'm reading 3-step to leverage hip at my number 5. Alright, now we're staying with the corner spot in cover 3. Alright, again, we talked about the pass first. Alright, because again, all we're initially worried about is the pass at our corner spot. Alright, so again, if we're in 2x2, my primary key, alright, is still the 3-step of the quarterback. Alright, we do that with a walkout technique. Alright, if there is no 3-step, alright, then I get my smooth, our eyes are going to snap to our secondary key. Okay, with this being 2x2, just like we talked about, the left corner's eyes are going to snap to number 2 for his release. The right corner's eyes are going to snap to number 4 for his release. Alright, now, the biggest thing, okay, of us understanding too in our scan, understanding where is the back set in 10 personnel. Okay, so the threat of the run, okay, is really to our right, all right, for all the zone action, okay. And the only threat of run we technically have to our left is the speed option. All right, so either one of those, if I'm a corner, all right, I'm going to be a secondary force player. All right, when I'm playing 100% pass, 2 run. All right, so in our progression, all right, in my walkout, 3-step. All right, right now, left corner, walk out to a smooth. Right corner, walk out to a smooth. Left corner, I snap to 2. All right. 2 eliminates himself. A block is eliminating himself. Same thing as him going inside or outside. If he is not vertical, 2 and 4 are going to eliminate him. Okay, so again, both 2 and 4 have worked to block our force players being our inverts. Alright, our eyes now snap to our 1 and 5. Both corners right now, alright, should be thinking top-down man. Alright, they might run us off. If they run us off, you're thinking fade, you're thinking high hip, high shoulder. If I'm in phase, I'm hook looking lean. If I'm out of phase, I'm playing locators. Alright, now, the only way initially I'm going to know is it run right now. Alright, if he works to stem my leverage, he sets up and he position blocks me. Alright, my run responsibility on flow to me is I am a secondary force player. All secondary force player is we don't need you unless that ram has been cracked. Alright, so as long as he steps up to position block, alright, depending upon his fit here, if he's outside leverage, he's going to set the fence. And now we got a free safety inside of it. Alright, we're going to make that play. Alright, we got a 2-on-1 there. Alright, or vice versa, if he's inside, he pulls, and he's going to stack force over the top. We don't need him. Alright, so, if he comes to position block me as a corner, this is our 1-on-1, I become the wide receiver. We want to condense that running lane. Alright, we're going to get his ass inside. We're going to work to avoid, we call AI, you get points for, Allen Iverson. And now we are going to set that secondary fence as tight as we possibly can to that tackle without getting out leverage, without losing our outside arm or leg. Okay, so as a secondary force player, when you get in position block by your 1 or 5, I want to stem his ass hard inside, constrict the running lane. I don't want to get my hands on him. I want to work to avoid, work arm over, I work to replace. Do not work up the field. I want to stay square. Do not work past the line of scrimmage. All right, now, if you're the left corner, in my scan, I know the back is set to me. Okay? So again, I'm walking out for 3-step. There's a mesh point. There is no 3-step. My eyes now are going to snap to 2. Alright, on any zone action, alright, he should be working a position block on line, working a cutoff block. That means 2 is eliminating himself. Right now, I'm still thinking, the first thing I'm thinking right now is Buddha play action pass. I'm high hip, high shoulder, top down man on number 1. Alright? The only way it's not going to be, same thing if he is working a cutoff. But while playing high hip, high shoulder, I should already be matching his angle. Okay? Because I'm thinking right now, play action pass. Alright? Once he turns square, then I want to continue my pass, alright, and burst the run on flow away as a corner in cover 3. I have become the cutback safety. All that means, once it's 100% run and it's 100% flow away from me, alright, we're going to focal point pursuit, we're going to track the inside hip of the ball carrier, we're never going to cross the far side hash unless we're going to save a touchdown. Okay, so if I'm a corner, alright, the only people that are going to tell me run is 1 or 5. Alright, once it declares whether it's a position block inside of me or a cutoff block inside of me, alright, is whether I'm going to constrict the running lane and avoid, keep my outside arm leg free, or I got to lose ground to gain ground, because I'm the cutback safety, I'm going to work at a 135 to the far side hash, not getting out leveraged by the cutback. Right now, the first thing we're going to talk about cover 3, okay? But the first thing in any coverage, as a corner, you got to understand that you're going to have help. Okay, the only coverage that we don't play to our help is 0 because we have no moving bracket help. All right. So in cover 3, the first thing is understanding what types of help I have. All right. We call both sidelines the non-moving bracket. All right. Obviously, they don't have the ability to move. They don't have range. Okay, but they're consistent and they will always be there. All right. So again, both sidelines are the non-moving bracket. And in any one concept, whether it's 1 or 3, you're going to have a post player. All right. Whether it's a free safety or an invert, all right, you're going to have a moving bracket, okay? So our leverage is going to depend upon, all right, the split of the receiver to my help. All right, now, the divider rule of cover 3 is 5-1 bottom, all right? The picture that we have here, the ball is in the middle of the field. All of our divider rules in every coverage are based off the top of the numbers, okay? So, cover 3, the ball is in the middle of the field, my divider rule is 1. all we're saying right now is 1 yard. All right, on top of the numbers is my divider. All right, for both corners in cover 3. All it is, just so you understand. All right, in cover 3, you're responsible for a third. All right, that third is from that hash to that sideline. Okay, so what we're saying right now, that free safety, he ball 18 to 25 yards. All right, he's got to have the range to cover hash to hash. Okay, now the difference between the sideline and the hash. All right, top of the numbers is 9 and 1 is 10. All right, so we put in the divider for both corners 10 yards from the sideline. All right, the hash from the sideline is 20 yards. So all we have done, you're responsible for a third, your room, and that hash that sideline, is we gave you a reference point on the field, all right, to apex your room. All right, so all I did was give you a midpoint of your room. All right, same thing, we're in a room right now. I'm going to time you from wall to wall, all right, and I'm not going to tell you which one I'm going to go to. All right, where are you going to line? You're going to line in the middle of the room. All right, because that's going to give you your fastest time whether I point to your right or I point to your left. All right, it's the exact same thing in cover 3. All right, I'm giving you the midpoint of your room. So if they do work a horizontal stretch, I want you in between them to where now you have an equal distance break, whether it is on the seam throw or it is on the fade throw. Okay, so we're going to help that free safety out on those seam throws. All right, so my alignment depends upon the split of 1 and 5 off my divider. Let's start to the left first. All right, the split of the receiver is outside my divider. My closest type of help is my 9 moving bracket. We're going to play to our help. And since we're playing to our help, I want to line 1 yard inside and 8 yards deep. Now we've got a vice between the corner and our 9 moving bracket. All right, to our right, I scan the field, see the split of the receiver. He is inside my divider. Now my closest help is my moving bracket, my post player. We're going to play to our help. So now my leverage, I'm going to be 1 yard outside of him, and I'm going to be 8 yards deep, and I'm going to be orc leverage. All right, we're saying by his split, he's eliminated the slant route. All right, he brought the invert and the backer into play. Okay, so if it is a 3-step game in our walkout, we're anticipating the out route. All right, so we want you outside leverage. Okay, so when the ball is in the middle of the field, we're giving you a reference point, which everything's based on the top of the numbers of where is the apex of your room. So if the ball is in the middle of the field, your divider is 1 yard on top of the numbers. All that is the midpoint between the hash and the sideline. All right, so your base rule is look between the hash and the sideline. If it's close to the hash, you're outside leverage when the ball's in the middle of the field. Okay, if it's close to your sideline, all right, then you're inside leverage when the ball's in the middle of the field. All right, don't make it harder than it is. Okay, we're giving you a divider rule because I want you to understand numbers-wise why it is that. All right, all it is the midpoint of your third. Okay, so all we're telling you on that, if your line's outside my divider, my closest help is my 9 moving bracket. If your line's inside my divider, my closest help is my moving bracket. So we're going to play to our help. All right, so if he's inside my divider, I have orc leverage. All right, if he's outside my divider, then I have ink leverage. All right, nothing changes with your primary or secondary key. All that is putting you into a performance alignment where if it is a 3-step, your leverage is going to help you in that 3-step game. If it's a wide split, he's outside the divider, you're going to get the slant route. If it's a nasty split and he's inside my divider, I'm going to get the out route. Okay, we're going to help you with your leverage to play to your help. All right, now, still talking about the divider, but now we're going to talk about when the ball's on the hash. Obviously, the ball moves, and your divider is going to move, okay? Because, again, those seams are going to move, which are the weakness of cover 3, all right? So let's start with the field side corner first. If the ball is away from you, your divider rule is 5 yards on top of the numbers. Okay, what that is, that's the midpoint. From the top of the numbers to the hash is 10 yards. All right, so that is the midpoint, all right, between the numbers and the hash. All right, which is going to be the start of your new seam because it adjusted 2 yards. All right, now I'm going to start 2 yards outside the hash. Now it's going to be on the hash. All right, so again, if the ball is away from me, now my divider rule is 5 yards on top of the numbers. If he's got a nasty split, he's inside my divider. Now at the left corner, I'm going to be 1 yard outside. I'm going to be 8 yards deep. All right, we're going to line outside leverage. All right. Now, for the boundary corner, the ball is set to me. All right, my divider is the bottom of the numbers. Okay, again, we're saying that the seam is only 2 yards outside that hash. It is adjusted 2 yards. All right, so it's going to be between that 16 and 14 window. All right, the bottom of the numbers is 7 yards. All right, so now that is the midpoint between your near seam, all right, and your sideline. Okay, so same thing. We're saying the exact same range from that free safety, since that ball is adjusted, all right, hasn't changed, okay? But where you're at in the field has changed, all right, because it's adjusted to those 2 yards, all right? So left corner, the ball set away from me. Midpoint of my room is the midpoint between the numbers and the hash, which is 5 yards, all right? So if he's closer to the hash than the numbers, line outside leverage. If he's closer to the numbers than the hash, then we're going to line inside leverage. He's outside my divider, okay? The ball is set to me. Now the bottom of the numbers, all right, the numbers close to the sideline is going to be your divider. That's the midpoint between the near seam and your sideline, okay? That throw's going to be a lot quicker to that boundary, okay? So all we're doing is work to apex. Here's the midpoint of my third. Here's the midpoint of my third, all right? Again, your leverage is going to depend upon the split of the receiver off that divider, okay? You're playing to your help, whether it be the 9-moving bracket or it be the moving bracket, okay? And all we're telling you there, that helps you on pre-snap alignment for the 3-step game, okay? And then versus the 5-step game, if 2 or 4 are vertical, we're giving you a point on the field where you open up in zone turn to get depth on to where you have apex or high horizontal stretch. All right, now we're going to move to the invert of cover 3. All right, now, as soon as you're an invert, whether you're a line or a ram on the left or the right, and you hear cover 3 predominantly for us is a rundown call, okay? And as soon as we go cover 3, our line and our ram, both of our inverted safeties, they are the force players, okay? So again, we are thinking run first. We're going to play run first, and we're going to react to the pass, okay? So it's completely opposite as the corners. The corners in cover 3 are going to play pass first, then they're going to work to react to the run, all right? With that being said, the biggest thing for the line and the ram, okay, is the scan, all right? We've got to understand right now in our scan, what's the formation, where's the back set, what are the splits, all right, of the slot receivers, all right? Do I have a tight end? All right, and then what are their tendencies off of it, whether run-down tendencies or for some reason if it is a pass-down call, what are their pass concepts off of it? What are the weaknesses of cover 3 and how do we defend it, okay? We're going to start with the run first because, again, it is a run-down call, and our mindset from the line of the ram should be to stop the run. All right, now, our alignment, we are going to work to be 1 by 4, okay? Our alignment, ink or order, depends upon our divider. All right, our divider in the invert is called the rule of 5. All right, we got the nearest tackle or the tight end. All right, we've got 5 yards. All right, from the nearest emo, end man on line of scrimmage. All right, if that receiver is inside my divider, then I'm going to be 1 yard outside. I'm going to be 4 yards deep. Everybody's stance, okay, if I'm under coverage, remains constant. My outside foot is up, my inside foot is back. All right, if I'm the ram here, and my number 4 is outside my divider, he's got a wide split outside 5 yards from the end man in the line of scrimmage, then now I want to be 1 yard inside, I want to be 4 yards deep. Same thing, my outside foot is going to be up, my inside foot is going to be back. Okay, we're going to work a different footwork off of, which we call slam, which is on the footwork slides. Okay, the biggest thing pre-snap, unless we want a tight end, our inside foot should never be up. All right, we always want our inside foot back, so we're not showing our hand whether we're in cover 1, cover 3, cover 5, or deuce. Okay, so again, our footwork is going to come off of our stance. But anytime we're in invert, our pre-snap stance is outside foot up, inside foot back. All right, now, we just talked about it. We are both force players, all right, on flow 2. All right, so again, in my scan, we got to understand what runs can affect me. All right, I know right now as a lion, the back is set to my side. I know as a lion, 2 is inside my divider. All right, all I should be thinking right now, the top run is the what? The zone. Anytime 2 is nasty, I'm thinking zone option. All right, whether he control pedals and comes back, or he works to bubble. Okay, so when the back is set to me in cover 3, all right, and I'm this lion here, I'm not thinking about the zone. All right, I'm thinking about the zone option because he's got a nasty split and I got outside leverage. He's reduced his split for a reason. All right, it's probably the game with and be a pitch player. Anytime I'm the force player versus any type of option, I'm responsible for the pitch. Okay, that way by our divider, we're not getting out leveraged by that bubble route. All right, so again, if I'm the lion, my primary key, all right, we call emo triangle. All right, we're trying to get a high or a low hat read, all right, off of that tackle and that guard, and then our eyes should be seeing the back for the flow. Is it a zone fake right now, or could they possibly be working a speed option, which is my only other threat? All right, let's talk about the zone. On the zone 2 versus a nasty split, I better snap to 2 to secure it. All right, Ain't no reason for my ass to pull my damn trigger. That's a perimeter run away from me, alright? And I should be thinking option to boot. Alright, we've seen it so many times in the sprint, we pulled the fucking trigger, they ran zone option and threw the bubble, and we're out leverage, all or what? They jog off the line, they worked the boot off of it, and they got the speed out. You're not making the play on the zone fucking away from you. You're not going to do it. Alright, you ain't that damn good. Alright, so play your responsibility. If I got a nasty split, and I'm outside leverage and the back set to me, I'm thinking the option. Alright, I'm thinking option to boot to reverse. Alright, so right now, if 2 does come in, I'll work my 45 skate, that is flow away. I think cut back first. I secure 2 for the boot. Alright, there is no boot. Then I'm now looking for numbers coming back off the zone on the reverse. Alright, so again, once there is no 2 secured, I work a 45 skate, and I want a visual trail and look in front of the play for numbers coming back to me. Alright, so again, play side invert, the back set to me on natural split, I'm playing option to boot to reverse. Alright? Alright, now stay with the free safety. Base alignment for the free safety. We say 10 to 12 yards with the strong side guard. Alright, obviously that is a teaching alignment. We say teach it as a teaching alignment, where we'll tell you on the board, we tell you in the playbook. Then there's performance alignment. Okay, what's the down and distance? What's the formation? You understanding the things that come off of it to where I need to get more depth. Okay, if it's 3rd and 12, then maybe I need to be at 15. Okay, or if it's 3rd and 2, then maybe I need to be at 9. Okay, understanding down and distance to help me teaching versus performance alignment. All right, now base alignment, we say 10 to 12 yards over the strong side guard. So if it's even distribution, we're looking for the back set. All right, and again, we're going to line over that guard at 10 to 12. Now stance. All right. The biggest thing you understand is since you're offset, okay, and you're going to line over one of those guards, is you're not initially going to be in the middle of the field. However, if you get a hi-hat read, post snap, you do have to be in the middle of the field. Okay, so my stance depends upon what side am I shaded to. If I'm shaded to my left, all right, over the left guard here, then my left foot is going to be up, my outside foot is going to be up, my inside foot is going to be back. All right, now, it does not have to be a heel-toe stagger like everywhere else, like at the corner of the invert spot. It can be a little more erect. Okay, so you don't have as much Z in the knee, as much as a flat back, okay, as we do at the corner of the invert spot. We can be a little more erect, all right, because again, we're not working a walk out, all right. Our initial footwork, all right, is going to be a pat, okay. We're patting to see our primary key, all right. So let's say it's 1st and 10 here, okay. The call is cover 3. It's 10 personnel, all right. Understand? By game plan, we'll know what's the percentage, run the pass, and what comes off of it, okay? As a free safety, you got to understand in your stand, where is the back set? All right, the back is set to my left, okay? The immediate threat to run to me is I am thinking the zone, all right, which is going to work to my right. I understand in the zone, my primary key is going to be the inbox triangle, all right? All I'm trying to see is that guard, that center, and the back flow, all right? So we get a low hat read. I'm anticipating on the zone, all right? Everybody should be working to reach to my right, all right? My first 2 steps should be downhill because I'm an alley player and I'm tracking everything inside out. All right. On my second step, all right, my secondary key, all right, in cover 3 or cover 1 is always going to be the first inside eligible receiver to flow side. All right. So all I'm saying by that second step, once I think I see the low hat read flows to my right, I'm downhill to secure my angle. On that second step, my eyes should snap to number 4. Alright, all we're doing by this is 4 is going to clarify whether it's run or play action pass. Because earlier when we told that invert, that's low hat flow to him, we told him he's going to pull his trigger. Alright, if it is run, alright, 4 is going to be responsible for blocking that invert. Alright, so now I'm going to continue my path, I'm going to work off the invert's ass. He's either going to make that play for a tackle for a loss, or he's going to make that ball bounce, which I'm working over the top and I'm tracking the inside hip. Alright, what a lot of times we're going to see is they're going to fake the zone action, he's going to pull, he's going to jog, and he's hitting the slant behind him. Alright, that's why we're always going to snap to our secondary key to clarify. So now I see 1, 2, oh shit, it's play action pass. Now that is going to be a violent collision or it's going to be an interception. Alright, so the biggest thing at that free safety spot, initial alignment, yes, will be 10 to 12 over strong side guard. Alright, make sure if I do get a low hat key in my inbox triangle, I'll work downhill for 2. My eyes then snap to my secondary key, which is going to be the first initial eligible to flow side, he's going to secure the run. If the invert is inside, I'm outside. Alright, if it's a nasty split, alright, let's go the opposite direction. And we're getting stretch game here. We know in my scan, the invert is 1x4 and ORC. We know he is going to set the fence, not work up the field. Now I'm 1-2 downhill. He solidified it. I continue my track. I'm downhill, inside out, and I track the inside in. Alright, staying with the free safety here. Alright, again, talked about alignment, 10 and 12 over the strong side guard. Alright, talked about our stance. Alright, always find where the upright is. Alright, my foot away from the upright is always going to be up. Alright, my inside foot is always going to be back. Okay, so again, I'm aligned over that strong side guard here at 10 to 12. Performance alignment depending upon down and distance. Alright, in my scan, I understand where the running back is set, where the runs that come off of it. Then I understand the formation, okay? It is 2x2. Alright, we understand the weakness in cover 3 is the high horizontal stretch. Okay, 4 verticals by the offense. It's not a vertical stretch, it's a horizontal stretch on you. Okay, so we understand if in my primary key, which is the inbox triangle, alright, that we get a hi-hat read, okay, we're going to work to roll push, alright, we're going to try to get 3 steps for 5 yards, but we're going to push for depth. We got to make sure we split that upright. Alright, that's why the foot to the upright is always back. Okay, got a little more erect stance. Alright, we're trying to get 5 yards in 3 steps, which we'll talk about in a roll push slide. Alright, but the biggest thing is when I open up and roll, my vision should still be on the quarterback. Okay, because so many times, you appreciate you snap his head, and it looks like a pass set, and then they're working the draw. Okay, so again, the vision of the quarterback through my roll. When I get to the push, my secondary key becomes the head and hand. Alright, just like to the corner, we're saying the head tells me where and the hand tells me when. Okay, so as I push for depth, the split, if he's looking to my right, I'm going to work to weave to my right. I'm staying square, my hips and shoulders are still square to the line of scrimmage, I'm gaining width and depth. Okay, the only time I'm going to work to open is when that front hand comes off the football. I should be at a depth, so it should be a planted drive with my opposite foot, and it should be a downhill break. Alright, so the biggest thing is understanding the formation. Is it 2x2? They can work the horizontal stretch on me, make sure I don't open. Okay, again, we can play some games, cat and mouse with the quarterback, weave the opposite direction, and break the opposite once the hand comes off. So we'll do some games to play with them, okay? But the biggest thing is understanding where is the middle of the field. If there's any hi-hat, we do work a roll push. I want to apex the uprights. I want to split the difference in the uprights. Then we're going to weave and play it drive off the head and hand, vision of where he's looking, and when that front hand comes off the football. Okay, but the biggest thing, cover 3, understanding you are a post player. You should be in the middle of the field. You should be deep as the deepest. All right, and you should never have to open to make a play on the football. If you have to open and make a play on the football, then you either padded for too long or your initial alignment was too tight. Okay, so that's what we're talking about, performance alignment. If you're not getting a great read and you're pat, then back up. Okay, that way if you're a little late, you're 2 yards further back than you were. Okay, so the big thing at that free spot is how quick am I seeing a low or a high hat. And once I do see it, the actual technique of staying square and seeing the head and hand. Alright, now, same thing, we're going to stay with the line here. Okay, zoom eyes, he's outside my divider, I'm 1x4, I'm ink and slam. Alright, see Nemo triangle. Alright, we get a hi-hat read. Alright, we know right now it's pass. My eyes then snap to number 2 for his release. Alright, we just went on 2 vertical, let's work on 2 on the out route. Okay, now, 2 on the out. First thing you got to understand. Alright, in cover 3, alright, there's a 5 yard, no cover zone. Okay, so we're saying any route concept, alright, under 5 yards, we're giving it to them. As soon as I call cover 3, we're giving them 5 yards. Okay, so the biggest thing that you've got to understand as an invert, if they threaten that 5 in or out, I've got to work to expand and get out of the no cover zone. Okay, so essentially in cover 3, you are a curl flat wheel player. Alright, again, yes, there's the flat. Alright, but now as soon as 2 goes out, I want to work to zone drop in vision 1. Alright, because most of the time with that out route, we're getting the curl. Okay, so again, I want to work through 1. As soon as 1's vertical, I'm getting my 135 departure, okay, 10 and 12 on top of those numbers. As soon as I get that angle, alright, again, my eyes should snap to the quarterback for the head and hand. Alright, I should continue my path. The only way, alright, that we can play curl flat, alright, which is a cover 3 beater, okay, because again, you're a curl player and you're a flat player. Alright, so anytime you get true zone, alright, and true zone is 2 in my room, Okay, anytime I get true zone, I have got to be deep as the deepest, but I have got to be wide as the widest. Alright, with zone eyes, by me being in that position, if he's nice, narrow, and tight, that's going to allow me to come back, redirect, and play the curl route. Alright, but the biggest thing is, by getting wide as the widest, if he does work hard and flat here, I'm not out leveraged to plant drive, alright, and work to tackle that speed out. Are you going to pick the speed out? No, you shouldn't. Okay, but on that speed out, we're giving them 5. You're going to make that tackle at 3 to 5 because you're reading the head and hand of the quarterback and seeing that shoulder work hard and flat. Okay, so if I am a lion, I'll work English slam on the high hat. If 2 goes out, I'll work through 1 to 2. If it's true zone, I got to be deep as the deepest and wide as the widest. That's also going to put me in a position in case that out turns into a wheel, okay, on a secondary read, where now I'm not out leveraged. I can work high hip, high shoulder on a wheel route. Okay, so again, if I'm that lion, I'm working emo triangle, I get a high hat read. He goes into no cover zone, I expand out of the no cover zone, work through 1 to 2. If it is true zone, being the curl flat, I want to be wide as the widest and deep as the deepest. Alright, now, talk about the ram. Okay, again, the lion and the ram are interchangeable. Okay, so everything that I say about the lion is the exact same thing as the ram. Okay, it'll just be the pitch or flop. Alright, now, let's say the ram, he's inside my divider. Again, we know we're going to be 1 by 4 in order. Outside foot up, inside foot back. All right, we know my primary key is emo triangle. All right, bam, we get a high hat read. We know right now my secondary key, all right, is going to be the release of 2 or 4 in double twins. All right, let's say right now 4 is vertical. All right, there's a big difference. All right, if I'm on inside leverage or I'm outside leverage. All right, if I'm outside leverage already, we're saying that I'm already playing to my moving bracket. And by his split, he's already aligned nasty. Okay? So as long as he is inside my divider on any vertical release, I don't worry about a reroute. He's rerouted himself by his split. Okay? So if I get a high hat read and he's inside my divider and 4 is vertical, I'll work to expand right now under 5. Alright, again, the biggest thing, all I'm doing, same thing, is I'm trying to see 5's release. So 4 is vertical right now, inside of vertical, I'll open up at a 135. 5 is initially vertical. After my second step, all right, to where I secure my angle, my eyes should snap back to the quarterback, all right? And again, I am seeing head and hand, all right? If he continues to look my way, I'm going to continue to expand under 5, still with zone eyes. If he's looking away from me, I'm going to put my upfield foot in the ground, I'm going to redirect, and then we call it shrink. We're going to shrink back to our inside and look for the next first eligible receiver, okay? So the big difference is if 2 is outside my divider and it's outside vertical release, the biggest thing we got to do is we've got to work the reroute. And we want to work a 2-hand jam and get his ass out of that seam, the weakness of cover 3. If he's inside my divider already, we're saying he already rerouted himself by his split. Okay, so 4 is vertical here. I'm going to open at a 135, see the release of 5, and work to expand. Alright, if for some reason when I open at a 135, if 5 is in, alright, I'm going to zone off and vision the head and hand. There's no reason for me to continue to expand. Alright, we're going to pattern match. Okay, but if 5 is anything vertical right now, we're going to expand at 135, we're going to snap our eyes back to the quarterback, and we're going to see head and hand. Alright, same thing talking to the invert. Alright, again, whether it's either side, doesn't matter. Primary key, we're getting a high hat read. You know, our secondary key is 2 or 4, okay, in double twins. Alright, start with the ram. My eyes snap to 4. 4 has eliminated itself in the no cover zone inside. Alright, I do not worry about a reroute. I do not shrink with him. That's the no cover zone at 5 yards. I open at a 135, snap my eyes to number 5 for his release. Okay, if he is vertical, I continue my path with zone eyes, vision the head and hand of the quarterback. Alright, I'm thinking of getting 10 to 12 on top of the numbers with zone eyes. That's my initial angle of departure. Will be under 5 because 4 eliminated itself with zone eyes. Alright, what could also happen right now, alright, the lion gets a high hat read. His eye snapped to 2 for the release. He was outside his divider. Alright, he eliminates himself inside in the no cover zone. I'll open at my 135. I'll vision 1, and he is also on the slant route. I'm going to put my upfield foot in the ground. I'll redirect, and I want to work to the interception point. Okay? So again, the big difference is if 4 or 2 eliminate themselves inside, I immediately open at a 135 and snap to 1 and 5. Alright, it's my angle of departure. Alright, I'm going to continue on that path if he's vertical. Alright, on my second step, my eyes should snap back to the quarterback to see head and hand. All right. If 2 eliminates itself and I open up my 135 and 1 is at me, I want to zone back off and I should be at the reception point. Okay. So again, the biggest thing at the inverts, understanding primary key playing run first. All right. As soon as I get a hi-hat, my eyes are snapping at 2 or 4 for the release. Okay. If they're outside and vertical, we work a reroute to expand to 1 and 5. All right. If 2 or 4 are outside and vertical, we work a reroute. If 1 or 5 are in, we zone off and undercut. All right. If 2 and 4 eliminate themselves inside and 1 or 5 are vertical, we continue our 135 path. We have zone eyes. We see head and hand. All right. Exact same thing. If 2 or 4 eliminate themselves inside, 1 and 5 are to us. We zone us off, and we're at the reception point. All right, we're talking about the free safety play, okay, in cover 3. It's also very similar in cover 1, out of the even distribution set, out of double twins. Okay. Basically, we talked a little bit about the corners earlier, understanding that they are relying on you, okay, whether it's 1 or 3, you are the post player. Okay, so again, a corner is not responsible for a post, whether it's cover 3 or cover 1. Okay, we have a post player, your deep is the deepest, all right, and again, you're playing high hip, high shoulder and everything, seeing the head and hand of the quarterback, okay? Base thing, what we ask out of our free safety, okay, which helps our dividers and why our dividers work, all of our free safeties, all right, should be able to break on any football that is thrown 18 to 25 yards from hash to hash. All right, you've got to be able to cover that window, all right, from 18 to 25 yards of hash to hash. Okay, and we do that by seeing the head and the hand. Okay, we shouldn't be in the middle of the field. All right, again, the front hand has come off, the ball has been released, and then we should break. All right, when we roll push, all right, once we get into that pedal, we're going to work our weave and vision off the head, and then we're going to work our play and drive downhill off of the hand. Okay, so again, we've got to work to get an extra step as that post player, okay, off of that head and off of that hand. Okay, and the other side to that is we can't work to open or drive until that front hand has come off the football. Okay, you got to understand that in a one high concept, a lot of those route concepts, the quarterbacks talk to look you off. Okay, so again, a lot of times the initial place that he is looking is not the place he is going. Okay, and we should know that by game plan. All right, but range-wise, what we ask out of our free safeties, our post player, is any ball 18 to 25 yards, you have got to be able to cover hash to hash. All right, I ain't saying you got to pick every one of those balls, but it better be a violent collision where he either drops the football or he's not going to catch another one. All right, now, any ball over 25 yards, now we're saying you better have the range to be able to cover from seam to seam. Okay, which again, the seam starts outside, 2 yards outside the hash, and it's 2 yards wide. All right, that's the average safety. Okay, by seeing the head and the hand, any ball over 25 yards, you should always be able to break a third the distance the ball is thrown. All right, and that'll put you at that seam area. Now the great ones, the all conference ones, can go numbers and numbers. Okay, but all we're doing is we're asking you any ball 18 to 25 yards, be able to break hash to hash and make the play. Any ball over 25 yards, you're going to be able to break a third the distance the ball is thrown, and that should bring you seam to seam. Okay, again, the better you are at seeing the head and hand and trusting your eyes, okay, the more interceptions you're going to get at that post position. Okay, obviously, ultimately, in cover 3, you're responsible for that middle third that we're talking about. On the roll push, we always want to split the upright. Then we're going to work to weave off of that, depending upon where the quarterback is looking with his head. Then we're going to drive off of that when that front hand comes off the football. All right, now stay with the free safety. Base alignment for the free safety. We say 10 to 12 yards with the strong side guard. All right, obviously that is a teaching alignment. We say teach it as a teaching alignment, where we'll tell you on the board, we tell you in the playbook. Then there's performance alignment. Okay, what's the down and distance? What's the formation? You understanding the things that come off of it to where I need to get more depth. Okay, if it's 3rd and 12, then maybe I need to be at 15. Okay, if it's 3rd and 2, then maybe I need to be at 9. Okay, understanding down and distance to help me teaching versus performance alignment. All right, now base alignment, we say 10 to 12 yards of the strong side guard. So if it's even distribution, we're looking for the back set. All right, and again, we're going to line over that guard at 10 to 12. Now stance. All right. The biggest thing you understand is since you're all set, okay, and you're going to line over one of those guards, you're not initially going to be in the middle of the field. However, if you get a hi-hat read, post snap, you do have to be in the middle of the field. Okay, so my stance depends upon what side am I shaded to. If I'm shaded to my left, all right, over the left guard here, then my left foot is going to be up, my outside foot is going to be up, my inside foot is going to be back. All right, now, it does not have to be a heel-toe stagger like everywhere else, like in the corner of the invert spot. It can be a little more erect. Okay, so you don't have as much Z in the knee and as much as a flat back. Okay, as we do at the corner or the invert spot, we can be a little more erect. All right, because again, we're not working a walk out. All right, our initial footwork, all right, is going to be a pat. Okay, we're patting to see our primary key. All right, so let's say it's 1st and 10 here. Okay, the call is cover 3. It's 10 personnel. All right, understand by game plan, we'll know what's the percentage run the pass and what comes off of it. Okay, as a free safety, you got to understand in your stand where is the back set. All right, the back is set to my left. Okay, the immediate threat to run to me is I am thinking the zone. All right, which is going to work to my right. I understand in the zone, my primary key is going to be the inbox triangle. All right. All I'm trying to see is that guard, that center, and the back flow. All right, so we get a low hat read. I'm anticipating on the zone. All right, everybody should be working to reach to my right. All right, my first 2 steps should be downhill because I'm an alley player and I'm tracking everything inside out. All right, on my second step, all right, my secondary key, all right, in cover 3 or cover 1 is always going to be the first inside eligible receiver to flow side. All right, so all I'm saying by that second step, once I think I see the low hat read, flows to my right, I'm downhill to secure my angle. On that second step, my eyes should snap to number 4. All right, all we're doing by this is 4 is going to clarify whether it's run or play action pass. Because earlier when we told that invert, that's low hat flow to him, we told him he's going to pull his trigger. All right, if it is run, all right, 4 is going to be responsible for blocking that invert. All right, so now I'm going to continue my path. I'm going to work off the invert's ass. He's either going to make that play for a tackle for a loss, or he's going to make that ball bounce, which I'm working over the top and I'm tracking the inside hip. All right, what a lot of times we're going to see is they're going to fake the zone action. He's going to pull, he's going to jog, and he's hitting the slant behind him. All right, that's why we're always going to snap to our secondary key to clarify. So now I see 1, 2, oh shit, it's play action pass. Now that is going to be a violent collision or it's going to be an interception. All right, so the biggest thing at that free safety spot, initial alignment, yes, we'll be 10 to 12 over strong side guard. All right, make sure if I do get a low hat key in my inbox triangle, I'll work downhill for 2. My eyes then snap to my secondary key, which is going to be the first initial eligible to flow side. He's going to secure the run. If the invert is inside, I'm outside. All right, if it's a nasty split, all right, let's go the opposite direction. And we're getting stretch game here. We know in my scan, the invert is 1x4 and orc. We know he is going to set the fence, not work up the field. Now I'm 1, 2 downhill. He solidified it. I continue my track. I'm downhill, inside out, and I track the inside hip. All right, staying with the free safety here. All right, again, talked about alignment, 10 and 12 over the strong side guard. All right, talked about our stance. All right, always find where the upright is. All right, my foot away from the upright is always going to be up. All right, my inside foot is always going to be back. Okay, so again, I'm aligned over that strong side guard here at 10 to 12. Performance alignment depending upon down and distance. All right, in my scan, I understand where the running back is set, what are the runs that come off of it. Then I understand the formation. Okay, it is 2x2. All right, we understand the weakness in cover 3 is the high horizontal stretch. Okay, 4 verticals by the offense. It's not a vertical stretch, it's a horizontal stretch on you. Okay, so we understand if in my primary key, which is the inbox triangle, all right, that we get a high hat read, okay, we're going to work to roll push, all right. We're going to try to get 3 steps for 5 yards, but we're going to push for depth. We got to make sure we split that upright. All right, that's why the foot to the upright is always back. Okay, got a little more erect stance. All right, we're trying to get 5 yards in 3 steps, which we'll talk about in a roll push slide. All right, but the biggest thing is when I open up and roll, my vision is just going to be on the quarterback. Okay, because so many times you appreciate him snap his head and it looks like a pass set and then they're working the draw. Okay, so again, the vision of the quarterback through my roll. When I get to the push, my secondary key becomes the head and hand. All right, just like to the corner, we're saying the head tells me where and the hand tells me when. Okay, so as I push for depth to split, if he's looking to my right, I'm going to work to weave to my right. I'm staying square. My hips and shoulders are still square to the line of scrimmage. I'm gaining width and depth. Okay, the only time I'm going to work to open is when that front hand comes off the football. I should be at a depth, so it should be a plane drive with my opposite foot, and it should be a downhill break. All right, so the biggest thing is understanding the formation. Is it 2x2? They can work the horizontal stretch on me, make sure I don't open. Okay, again, we can play some games, cat and mouse with the quarterback, weave the opposite direction, and break the opposite once the hand comes off. So we'll do some games to play with them, okay? But the biggest thing is understanding where is the middle of the field versus any hi-hat. We do work a roll push. I want to apex the uprights. I want to split the difference in the uprights. Then we're going to weave and play it drive off the head and hand, vision of where he's looking and when that front hand comes off the football. Okay, but the biggest thing, cover 3, understanding you are a post player. You should be in the middle of the field. You should be deep as the deepest. All right, and you should never have to open to make a play on the football. If you have to open and make a play on the football, then you either padded for too long or your initial alignment was too tight. Okay, so that's what we're talking about, performance alignment. If you're not getting a great read and you're pat, then back up. Okay, that way if you're a little late, you're 2 yards further back than you were. Okay, so the big thing, I had that free spot is how quick am I seeing a low or a high hat, and once I do see it, the actual technique of staying square and seeing the head and hand. All right, now we're talking about cover 3, okay, versus 2 backs. All right, so the big thing, anytime we got 2 backs in our scan, all right, one of the inverts is not going to have a forward move. Okay, so in my scan, this is pro split. All right, so in this pitch right here, we're going to talk to the ram. Anytime my 4 is in the backfield versus 2 backs, okay, we're going to look to our nearest stacked backer, okay, and we're going to let him know that he has help outside. All right, and all we're going to tell him is, I'm here. Okay, the only thing that relates to is versus the run game. Okay, well, which we'll get a lot. All right, you're still, both inverts are still the force player. All right, now the ram, when I get an indicator, we want you at a C5. Okay, so again, on the C-gap stack, all right, at 5 yards, inside foot up, outside foot back. Okay, so anytime my 4 is in the backfield, we're going to treat that just like a tight end, where my stance does change. My inside foot's going to be up and my outside foot is going to be back. All right, to the line, to the tight end side, I am 3x5, inside foot up, outside foot back. Okay, now, the whole I'm here call is talking to that will backer. All right, we're letting them know we're to that bubble. Okay, so we're getting any weak side ISO, okay, or power, or anything like that. Now that will backer is going to attack the inside half of the block, and he's going to work to spill it to the bonus player. All right, the bonus player in here, the 8th guy in the box, is our ram. Okay, so versus ISO, he's going to work to spill that. I'm the work to insert. Now I'm the unblocked player. I'm the work to make that play. Okay, so the biggest thing there is he's not going to work to spill that thing. All right. Every time until he gets that I'm here call. All right, he's going to work to lever it versus 8-meter spacing, but as soon as I give him the I'm here call, he's going to work to attack the inside half of the block, where if we are getting inbox ISO at us, he's going to work to spill it to the free hitter, which is the weak side invert. Okay, so again, and this pitcher is the ram, because again, his 4 is in the backfield versus 2 backs. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Any inbox run to me, the nearest stack back is going to be spill player. I'm the work to be the lever player. All right, now if it's any perimeter run at me, nothing changes. I'm keeping my outside arm leg free and I'm setting the fence. The free safety being the alley player is going to track everything inside out. Show you the first MO. Alright, still talking about the I'm here player. Okay, so we're still talking about the weak side invert. It's 2 back. My 4's in the backfield. I'm still telling that weak side backer, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Okay, so again, we're talking about inbox run 2. The weak side backer is going to work to spill it to the free hitter being the invert. Now, if it's inbox run away, alright, we're going to work to push and press. Okay, so what we're saying is, I'm reading emo triangle, I get a low hat read, alright, low is away from me in box, alright, we're going to work to push or work to press our first unoccupied gap, alright, so again, if they're working any power, okay, or anything like that, alright, we're going to push and press, and we're going to push over a gap, alright, but the big thing, we're for the cutback, alright, to where if he kind of cut that power back, if the unoccupied gap is between the choke, I'm going to work the back door, if they're working the base of the nose, I'm going to work the back door and run through the backside A and work hard and flat, alright, or if they're working the choke, the backside 4, and that nose get washed, now I'm going to work over the top of the nose, I'm going to work hard and flat and redirect on the heels of the offensive line. Okay, so anytime I'm here playing my 4's in the backfield, any inbox run away from me, we're going to work to push and press. Alright, we're going to eliminate the cutback by pushing and pressing the line of scrimmage and working hard and flat to eliminate that cutback. Alright, so as the I'm here player on inbox run away, you are not a reverse player. Okay, the end is going to be outside, he's going to be cop, alright, to reverse. Okay, so again, inbox run away, as the I'm here, the bonus player, you push, press, you're looking for daylight, you're playing tailback. Work cloudy and clear. If it's cloudy, work over the top. If it's clear, run through, work hard and flat. Alright, we're still talking about cover 3, talking about a formation adjustment versus a nub. Okay, all a nub is we have a tight end, we don't have a remove receiver. Okay, or anytime there is no remove receiver, that is a nub side. And no matter what the coverage is, as soon as they go a nub, we want the safety down and we want the corner back. Okay, it doesn't matter what coverage we're in, whether it's 5, whether it's 3, or if it's 1 in a cowboy, it does not matter. Okay, so invert, I'm still on the tight end, nothing changes. 3x5, inside foot up, outside foot back. I'm still working to be that force player. Okay, the only thing now, since I'm removed from that box, okay, our in-box player that's the bonus player becomes the corner. Okay, he's a C10. C10, I line at the C gap at 10 yards. Okay, since we are trying to gain you versus the in-box run 2 or away, all right, now my footwork, okay, becomes pat-pat. All right, and with this, I want your inside foot up now and your outside foot back. Okay, to a low hat, I'm in a good power stance where I can drive, or a high hat, I'm going to work to weave the outside leverage. Okay, so if we are getting any ISO 2 for some reason, which we don't see much, all right, but if they are trying to ISO that 10 backer, all right, I'm telling that nearest stack backer, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, all right, which tells him he's going to work the inside half of that block. Now at that left corner, I'm the bonus player, I'm the free hitter, I'll become the lever player and work the insert. Okay, so as soon as it goes a nub, the lion in the left corner are exchanging run responsibilities. It's in-box run 2, the left corner becomes the lever player, all right, and now the lion becomes the secondary force player to where he's going to keep his outside on the leg free, go ahead and set the fence. All right, now, that's the backside of it. All right, off of that, anytime they've got a nub, okay, obviously they got twins, okay, unless it's 22 personnel. Versus any tight twin set, and we're in cover 3, we're going to check read. Okay, who read is talking to the free safety, the corner to that side, and the invert to that side. All right, the corner and the free safety is read cover 2. Okay, so again, we're going to work read 2, 2, 1. We're reading it for the release. All right, all we're saying right now, if 2 to work out, all right, the corner is going to work to drive them. Now the free safety is going to expand to number 1. Okay. If 2 is to work vertical and 1 was to work vertical, the right corner reading 2, he's vertical. He now has 1 top down. The only way we won't have top down if 1 works to eliminate itself, goes zone off and expect the 7 cut. Alright, so again, if 2 is vertical, the free safety now takes number 2. If 1's vertical, the right corner takes number 1. Alright, the only thing at the ram here, alright, as soon as we go, read, 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 alright, until I see an indicator. Alright, we want to make it look like I'm 1x4. Alright, now as soon as I get an indicator, I want to work to shuffle and apex. Alright, so all we're doing is we're saying we're splitting the difference between that tackle and the nearest slot receiver. You put yourself in a performance alignment where 2 versus any inbox and perimeter run 2, you cannot block you. Alright, so again, I'm still a force player. If I get a low hat, I'm the work to pull my trigger. Alright, same picture. Alright, versus the read for the ram. Alright, if I do get a high hat read, I am not a curl flat player anymore. I am strictly a curl. Alright, this is the reason. Versus the out route, alright, it is taken by the corner because he's reading 2 to 1. Okay, but any outside vertical by 2, alright, we want to reroute, and we control pedal, and we sync, and we are a curl player. Okay, so again, versus read, it's going to be tight twins in cover 3. Alright, it's going to be a built-in hide. Alright, the corner to the tight end is the I'm here player. To the twins, that corner to free, check read cover 2, they read 2 to 1. Alright, invert, you work to an apex. Alright, between 1 and 2, put yourself in an unblockable position by number 2. If it was a high hat read, I am strictly a curl player with zone eyes and I'll work to streak it. Alright, we're going to talk about drop kick in cover 3. Okay, the biggest thing is our primary and our secondary key are going to take us to this. Alright, so again, let's start with the free safety. He's reading inbox triangle. It is split flow, which again, he's already initially possibly thinking boot. Alright, but again, I'm 1-2 downhill like we talked about in the alley. On my second step, alright, again, I'm going to find the first eligible 2-flow side. Okay, so again, that's going to be number 5. He's going to clarify runner pass. He's going to be working the climb route 9 times out of 10, okay, on the boot. On that second step, I'm going to see the climb. Oh shit, I'm going to undercut, overtake the climb when I drop. Now this corner is going to work to kick to the post route. Alright, again, we're saying he's going to be out leveraged by the climb route. The free safety is going to be seeing it on the second step. He's going to collision and carry. Now the left corner here, okay, is going to drop kick for the post. Alright, so all we're going to do, we're going to drop as a free safety for the second level dragger. Alright, now we're going to kick as the corner as soon as the free overtakes. We're going to kick for the post. And then again, the quarterback will never see us, alright, for that post throw. Alright, same thing for any boot. I'm 1-2, that's flow away, 45 C8 right there. I'm going to have the first of the flat versus any boot. The biggest thing for the play side lion, that's flow 2 I'm pulling. What they will work off the boot is the throw back on the wheel. Just make sure we collision and eliminate that tailback on the split front. But again, the drop. Still talking about cover 3. Another formation adjustment is load. Okay, just like we talked about cover 5, load. It's 4 to a side. All right, in cover 5, obviously zone it. And cover 3, when we get low, we're going to push. Okay, what we're talking to when we talk about the push, okay, we're talking about our under coverage. All right, both stack backers. All right, and then both inverts. We're going to push a gap and a man. Okay, so again, for the run fit, first our run fits. Okay, normally I'm a C gap player. As soon as I push, I'm going to have the first unoccupied gap. All right, I'm technically going to be a B gap player. All right, now the weak side backer is going to be the A gap player. All right, which allows that Mike now to be the D gap player. Okay. Now as a Ram, I'm normally 1x4 in the equal number 2. As soon as we get a push, all right, I'm going to push from that D gap to the E, outside the number 2. Okay, so now I'm going to be 1x4 and I'm work leverage. Okay, so again, I'll be outside of 2. Right corner, okay, versus any run support to speed option or anything like that, I'm going to be outside, okay? So again, we end up getting our solo spacing, every gap's accounted for, okay? So we're going to push a gap versus the run. Now, if we are getting zone 2, it's a pre-snap load, all right, but post-snap it's not, all right? It's 3x2 split distribution. We'll now go 1-2, we're going to rock back to the C gap, 1-2 rock back, and then 1-2 rock back, okay? Now, as the Ram, all right, as a line orc, the back set to my side in a 3x1. A lot of times this number 3 is going to get depth or he'll be nasty. All right, we're going to get the zone option off of it. Okay, so off the zone fake, they're going to work to throw the bubble. Okay, so we got your outside leverage for a reason. All right, I can come up and lever it right now. Now we'll track inside out between the 3 and the Mike. All right, so the biggest thing on a low push, if I'm to the play side and I'm in invert, be patient. Okay, I'm thinking bubble versus the zone action. All right, backside, I'm thinking 1-2 ride back. I'll be a C gap player. All right. So versus the run support, we're going to push a gap, all right, where if it is anything play side, I'm going to work the insert to the B, the A, all right, now he'll work the insert to the D, all right. Now again, if it is across the center, where now it is a 3x2, then we have our initial gap, we're going to work the rock back, I'm going to work the C gap, we'll work the rock gap, he's going to work the B gap, he'll work the rock gap, and he's going to work the A gap. All right, still talking about load and cover 3. Okay, again, we get 4 to a side, we get load. Yes, we're going to push our under coverage. All right, now, let's talk about it versus a hi-hat read. All right, nothing is going to change, all right, from a corner's perspective when we get low push. All right, to the 3 receiver side, I still walk out on 3-step. Secondary keys being first inside eligible receiver. We're reading 3 to 2 for the release. 3 R2 is vertical. We're going to open, zone, turn, get depth on the divider. All right, pre-snap for the right corner. I've got 1 in my room with normal cover 3 to me. I'm playing top down unless 3 has a nasty split and I get a danger call from my free safety. All right, the people that are affected by the low push are the under coverage, just like we talked about in the run fits. All right, all we're changing now is our initial angle of departure. All right, normally free safeties working 2 to 1. I mean, normally the inverse working 2 to 1 or 4 to 5. All right, now we're going to push a man. So our initial angle of departure for the Lion is he's now going to work 1 to 2. All right, initial departure, angle of departure for the nearest hook player, he's now going to work 2 to 1. All right, saying initial angle is to 1, and 1's in on the vision 2. All right, my initial angle is 135 over 2. All right, if 2's out, I look to 1. All right, weak side hook player is going to work 3 to 2. All right, now where we're effective at is the backside invert. We call it a post player. All right. So now, versus the hi-hat read. All right, all we're going to do is we'll work to pop our hips. All right, we're going to open and we're going to vision number 5. All right, so we're playing the slant. All right, of number 5. All right, so if I am getting any slant route right now, I want to work to attack and undercut. All right. If I get any other route by 5, whether it's out or vertical, I'm going to pop back, and now I've got 4, which is going to be my first crosser. All right, so again, I'm going to look for whether there's a 3-4 exchange. I'm going to look for that first initial drag. All right, so if I get a hi-hat read, I'm the post player, the weak side invert on a low push, in cover 3. I want to pop my hips for the slant. All right, if there is no slant, I want to pop back, and I've got first crosser being number 4. All right, now, day 1, blitz-wise, also work some 4-man pressure in play cover 3. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about, some C-gap pressure from our inverts. All right, we're going to talk about right line, and we're going to talk about left ram. Okay, anytime we're working to call anything to our defense, the first thing that we're talking to is we're talking to the defensive front. Okay, so the first thing that's going to be set is right. We're giving the direction the defensive front's going to go. Anytime we're sending a blitzer, we're going to tag who is coming. Okay, so again, we're saying the defensive line is slanting to the right. All right, we are tagging that our line is blitzing. All right, it's going to be C-gap pressure. All right, the coverage is 3. All right, the adjustment is swap. Okay, now, if you are not involved in right line or left ram, if you're not a line that is blitzing in right line, or you're not a ram in left ram, it is cover 3. Okay, so again, let's take our picture 1 right here. Let's start at the field. All right, again, my line is going to put upon to pull the receiver off my divider. If we're off, we're still 1 by 8. Primary key is still 3-step. Secondary key is still going to be the release of the first inside eligible receiver. All right. Nothing changes with the ram. All right. If it's right line, again, I got my divider of 5. I'm anchor orc. Pull the receiver off the divider. Free safety still 10 to 12 over the play side guard. My normal primary key, secondary key. All right. So the only thing we're going to do now, we go right line on indicator. We're going to work to time it up now. All right. And this line has now become our C-gap pressure. All right. He's going to be our cop, contain on pass. Again, he's going to be the C-gap defender versus any run. All the swap the same. Now we're sending an invert instead of a backer. Now he's going to swap responsibilities, all right, with that invert. Now he's going to work to have the curl flat, the wheel to the boundary. Okay, so again, 3 swap. All right, it's always going to be a boundary pressure. Okay, so again, right line, we're tagging the line, is blitzing from the boundary. All right, he's going to be C-gap pressure. So everybody else will play a cover 3. The only person's responsibility that changes is going to be the boundary wheel backer. He's going to overtake versus a hi-hat, the curl flat wheel, or the blitz and invert. All right, now, just the opposite. Let's say the ball's on the right hash. All right, we want to send an invert and still play cover 3 behind it. We're going to go left ram. All right, again, left is talking to the defensive front. We're going to slant to our left. We're going to tag the blitzer. All right, so again, his left. Now Ram is going to be the C-gap blitzer. All right, everybody else is playing is cover 3, except for the weak side backer, which will be a curl flat wheel runner. All right, versus any high hat. Now, the difference in picture 1 and 2. Okay, anytime I'm a C-gap rusher and the back is set to my side, all right, I should be thinking zone read versus any low hat. All right, my initial aiming point on any blitz is going to be 1 yard outside the deepest back. All right, so again, in the picture to the right, all right, on the left ram, it's going to be 1 yard outside the tailback. All right, the picture to the left on the right line, all right, it's going to be 1 yard outside the quarterback. Okay, the difference between the right line here, the back is not set to my side. All right, so again, I should be thinking zone 2. All right, on the left ram, the back is set to my side. All right, so I know right now, versus any mesh point, any exchange, I am a run-through player on the quarterback. Okay, so anytime I'm a C-gap blitzer and the back is set to my side, versus any exchange, I'm a quarterback player. All right, now, it all depends upon where am I at on timing my blitz. All right, if we do a good job on our indicator, okay, and work to a performance alignment and hit it with speed, a lot of times we're going to get this at the mesh point. All right, as long as we get it at a mesh point and he's carrying out any fake, we're going to take that shot on the quarterback, get us lead. All right, now, sometimes we'll be late. If we are late, then we're going to search the mesh point. All right, if it's clear and the ball is hand off, I'll work hard and flat. Now, anytime I'm on a C-gap blitz, all right, and it's flow away from me, it's called a visual trailer. All right, make sure you get your eyes in front of the ball. All we're trying to do by that, since I'm the contained rusher, if we do get numbers coming back to me, we can work to climb and tackle that reverse. Okay, so the big thing, understanding between the ram and the lion, all right, is the back set to my side, is he set away? Understand what runs come off of it. Okay, so again, the lion and the ram, when we call 3 swap, will always work to be from the boundary. Okay, so again, anytime the lion's going in 3 swap, the ball's going to be on the left hash. All right, anytime the ram's going, the ball's going to be on the right hash. Okay, everybody else in the back end, it is cover 3. Nothing changes with your primary key, nothing changes with your secondary key. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about in day 1 from a pressure standpoint is a 4-man pressure with our corner. Okay, our corner is going to be called cat. Okay, so again, we can be directional to the front. All right, to where again we can say right cat or left cat. All right, or we can tag it short cat, regardless whether it's right, left, or short. All right, cat is always going to come from the boundary. Okay, so it's always going to be the weak side corner to the boundary. So it is only a hash call. All right, so the first picture you have, the ball's on the left hash. All right, this is the boundary, this is the field. We've got right cat. All right, it's on our front slant to the right. We're tagging our corner on indicator. All right, is now the C-gap blitzer. Same thing as the invert. Aiming point is going to be 1 yard outside the deepest back. He knows in his scan the back is sent to him. All right. Or if there's any exchange, any mesh point, he's going to be a quarterback player. If he's late, he's a visual trailer. All right. Anytime we have cat, all right, everybody else is still playing cover 3, but the boundary invert is effective. All right. Obviously, if we're sending our corner and we're still playing cover 3, we've got to replace our outside boundary third player. All right. Normally, the corner is responsible for the outside third. If we have sent him in the pressure and we're still playing cover 3, all right, then obviously the weak side invert, the boundary invert, is going to replace him as the deep third player. So any cat, all right, whether it's right, left, or short, it is going to be a built-in hide, all right, between the free safety and the boundary invert. All right, we talked about hide earlier. Again, the free safety before indicator is going to be 12 yards and on the hash to the field. The boundary invert is going to work to be 12 by 4. That's his rule of 2. He adjusts 2 yards outside off the hash. All right, nothing changes for the ram. Still working off his divider 1 by 4. Nothing changes for the field side corner. He's still working off his divider 1 by 8 when he's playing off. All right, so again, right cat is going to talk to the left corner here. The defensive lineman is going right. Our left corner is the C-gap pressure. The back set to his side, he's going to be a quarterback player. All right, so all that happens here on right cat. Now with our corner gone, all right, the outside line is going to work to pedal weave, and he's going to be the deep third player. All right, to where he's going to same thing. He'll work emo to 4. 4 eliminates itself. He's going to be top down on 5. All right, we get a hi-hat read here. 4 is vertical. Weave, push for depth, vision the head and hand. I'm already on a corner's divider. All right, to the field, it is cover 3. All right, so same thing. All right, our next picture, we're going to call short cat. As soon as we hear cat, all we're thinking is boundary corner, boundary invert. All right, we know it's a built-in hide. We know our boundary corner is coming. Alright, whether it's short or this is left cat, we know our ram is set to the boundary. He's a built-in hide. We know he's going to replace the corner in the outside third. Alright, he's going to read 4 to 5. Alright, we know for the free safety on the indicator, he's going to work to shuffle over to the middle of the field. Primary key is still inbox trying. Alright, versus the run, he's an alley support player. Versus the hi-hat, he's a post player. Alright, nothing changes. Now, the big thing that we try to do with the corners, okay, is we can come from 3 different positions. Alright. We can come from off, all right, well, we're 1 by 8, and we do a good job of seeing an indicator and work to cheat it, all right. We can show press, all right, like we're square, all right, same thing, we get indicator, we're working to cheat and hit it, all right, or what we'll do at that corner spot, all right, we'll start square, we're going to open, all right, like we're in a bail technique, all right, then we're going to indicate we'll work to cheat and we'll work to hit it, okay, but the biggest thing at that corner spot, I don't always want to come on a cat from press. I don't always want to come from a corner, from the cat position, on an open stance, or off. Okay, make sure we're consistently inconsistent. We've got the ability to come from press, from off, or from an open bail stance. All right, now again, an adjustment to our cats. It could be anytime there's a nub formation, just like in normal cover 3 or a normal cover 5. If we do have a nub, we want that better run support player down. Okay, so again, even if we have right cat called here, okay, and the ball is on the left hash. All right, so we're still talking about this is the boundary, all right, this is the field, okay. We know cat, again, is a boundary call, all right, but versus the nub, pre-snap, all right, we don't want the only time that a corner is down versus the nub is when he's coming, okay, they're going to pick it up on film. So regardless of the call, once the nub comes out, all right, that invert is going to go down and the corner is going to work to a C10. All right, so all that's going to happen, this right cat really just turns into a right lion. All right, now again, the call doesn't change. The lion becomes the cat. He becomes the C-gap pressure. All right, the corner becomes a C10 player. All right, if it's 2 back, I'm the I'm here player. All right, now I'm the outside third. All right. Same thing if it's tight twins, just like your normal cover 3. If it's nub twins, we're going to check read to the twin side. All right, it's read cover 2 between the field side corner and free safety 2 to 1. All right, again, field side invert is going to work to an apex. Working run 2 pass. He's a true curl player. All right, so same thing. All right, ball's on the right hash now. All right, here's the field to the trip side. All right, here's the boundary. It's a nub. The call was short cat. All right, we know we want the invert down to the nub, inside foot up, outside foot back. We're working to be 3 by 5 till we see an indicator. All right, corner's going to work to be C10. On the indicator, I'm going to come up, press the line of scrimmage, inside foot up, outside foot back. All right, aim point still 1 yard outside the deepest back. All right, so for some reason we have a cat called and we have a nub to the boundary, which would be the only time that occurs. All that takes place, the invert becomes the cat, the corner works to a C10, still the outside third responsibility. All right, another adjustment that we could get called in, doesn't happen very often, okay? But we can have a short cat call or a right cat in this situation coming from the boundary versus a low. Okay, again, 4 to a side is low. It's still cover 3, so we're still working to push it. All right, so under coverage wise, all right, it's going to be a right back, our ram, our wheel, our mic, all right, and then our Sam, all right, and we're going to push a gap and a man. All right, so what we're saying now versus the hi-hat read, all right, you're not going to have a curl flat player to the boundary. All right, just like we would with invert, he becomes the poach player. All right, so all he is going to help on 5 is the slant of number 5. Okay, by him not working to buzz the flat like he normally would. All right, now instead of having somebody an outside third player, all right, working to lose ground, I want to come down and play catch technique at 8 to 9, and we now are playing top down man on number 5. All right. Nothing changes to the field. The invert's still going to push a gap and a man. His initial angle of departure is still going to work 1 to 2. The corner's still thinking 3-step. All right, till first inside eligible. Free safety on the indicator. Still going to work to shuffle, pat, pat, roll, push on the hi-hat. Okay, but the only thing versus a cat versus a low push, understand as the lion, don't pedal to the outside third. A lot of people's checks now to the cat are just a quick hitch. All right, that's an easy throw. And normally we got a backer buzz in that flat, all right, to take it. But as soon as we go low push, that post player is just going to pop. All right, now he's looking at the first cross like the normal inverter would. Okay, so versus low push, make sure the boundary invert there. We're going to take 5 top down man.